And we are live.
Hey,
Oh
what's up,
my
everybody?
God. Hi, everyone. This is Raine Cruz. Thank you so much for being with us today. On the
Mhm.
rain check, we have Christopher, Pretty Boy London. How are
Yes,
you,
ma'am.
Christopher?
Hey, I'm still alive, kicking and breathing, love. I cannot complain, so it's a good day to have a great day every day. How
That's
about
awesome.
yourself?
I love your background, by the way. It's very peaceful.
Thank you, thank you. No, nice, calm, dry, hot Vegas.
Uh-huh. It
Most
doesn't look like
definitely.
it's hot, though. It looks like it's just calm and like chill.
I will say, actually, right now, this is like surprising to me. It's actually very decent. Like I think it's only like 80 something degrees, if that. But say a
Oh,
couple of weeks ago, it was like 118, 115 for like the entire week. So like this is, mwah,
oh,
I
wow.
could
That's
do this.
awesome. That's
Yeah,
awesome. So, I got to ask you this because you have an upcoming title bout on November 30th at UNF
yes
21.
I do.
How has your preparation been for the UNF Rising Stars Welterweight Championship bout against Alexander Weddle?
Uh, Preparation wise, not much has really been different. Haven't really changed much. I've been out here training in Vegas with Team Syndicate, and I think the work that I get out here has been amazing. It's been beyond enough to prepare me for this upcoming fight. As we get closer to the fight, I'm gonna be locking in a whole lot more on my hard rounds, my cage rounds, pad work, specific work approaches. But as of the moment right now, it's just any other fight, just another day in the office. I'm not trying to stress over anything. I just want to go out there and showcase what I can do.
That's awesome. That's awesome. I love that you have that flow. And I feel like you've been
Yeah.
through, so many fight camps now that at this point of your career, I feel like you just learn how to chill and then just do the work and then get the job done.
Yeah, and that's one thing I've kind of learned these past couple of fights, like my last 2 or 3 fights, is I'm not good at being like a stressful fighter. Like for me, I like to be cheerful. I like to be dancing. I like to come
Hmm.
out with a little showmanship, give the people what they want. But that's only because, like, for me personally, I can't do like I don't really do the shit talking. I don't really do the trash talking. Like that doesn't. That's not who I am. So sorry, I must have been buying me up to work on that.
It's okay.
But so like that's not really me because I know I train hard every day with amazing coaches, amazing partners. So I all I have to do for myself is just trust in myself. I have the capabilities. I have the knowledge. I know how. It's just I just have to go out there and just do it. That's all.
I love that you mentioned about being, having that showmanship. Because I remember when I announced you at UNF 14, you popped me up, man, when you started like acting out, like doing this. And
Yeah.
I was like, man, he's really feeling the vibe, man. That's
Uh,
awesome. I love it when, someone like yourself, when I'm announcing a fighter and they're just enjoying the moment. Because you
and
guys
that's
are living your dream once you step inside that cage.
exactly. And that's how I feel. Like that's like I said. Like I chose to fight. I must say.
Hmm.
I also model. I'm on like TV. Like so, if like wanted to do that, I could pursue that. I chose to step into this cage. I'm choosing to train every day. So on those nights where the lights are on me, the eyes are on me, I'm here to give the people a show. I'm gonna give you a show. There's gonna be some dancing. There's gonna be some trash talk. There's gonna be some blood. So whenever like I'm in that moment and I'm like the attention's on me, I just soak it up. Like I'm that's when I'm at my happiest. That's when like I am at my peak moment, like my peak Chris is whenever I'm in there and you guys are saying my name and I'm like, oh yeah, it's about to go down. It's time.
Pumps you up, huh?
Yeah, I love it.
That's awesome. So let's talk about like the lessons that you have learned because you mentioned it earlier that you learned some stuff, especially like from fighting. So this is going to be your second shot at the UNF Rising Stars Welterweight Championship. Back when I announced you at UNF 14, unfortunately, it did not go your way. So what's um what are some lessons that you learned since that bout that possibly could help you win the UNF Rising Stars welterweight champion come November 30th?
um, there's one really major one, but
Mhm.
I think I might save that for after.
Okay.
Actually, no. I'm gonna say I've been on a nice little streak. I've changed since, but so my teammates know, my coaches know, some of my close friends and family know, but it's just hasn't been something I want to speak on because I don't want it to be used as an excuse, or I never wanted people to look at me and be like, oh, you're just making excuses. But that last fight, I was drunk. Like I was like,
Stop, really?
yeah, like I was, yeah. So I had a little bit. So for those my true fans, my true followers, you guys know, addiction is something that I've been battling for a while, and even the strongest of men fold under pressure, and that's one thing I always say is pressure either builds diamonds or busts pipes. And that night I was left to my own devices and ended up having a little bit too much to drink.
Mm,
Way I shouldn't even been drinking period, but had had something to drink before the fight to kind of help calm the nerves, but then
mhm,
kind of superseded that just because this was my first title fight. My family was in town. I felt as though I had to represent the entire gym. There were just a lot of factors that played into this that kind of made me fold under the pressure. But
mhm,
immediately after the fight, my coach called me out on it. He must have, he went through my backpack and he saw the empty bottles, and he called me out on it. And I promised him right then and there, well, the next day because I kind of had a temper tantrum afterwards. Alcohol is, I'm good. But the next day, I must say he sat me down. We went to the gym. He sat me down, and I looked him in his eyes, and I promised him like that will never ever happen again. Um, and since then, I've gone on to I'm on now on a winning streak, sober. Uh, that's one thing. That's the major lesson that I've learned is being able to trust my skills and not having to use alcohol or other substances as like a vice for like a fake confidence.
mm,
Because like I said, I train with dogs. I have amazing coaches. I have amazing talents. I am physically gifted. I just have to go out there and trust that and be confident in who I am and like my art. And that's something I've been working on and something that I've come to terms with. And holy hell, I'm good at this. Like I could be amazing at this. As long as I keep my mental ready, physically sharp, I'm also there's no reason why I can't get to the big show.
dude, I'm just gonna tell you this right now. We are like what 9 minutes into this interview, and you already gave me that mic drop answer. Like, that's amazing. I'm so proud of you, man. That's awesome.
Thank you,
Like
thank you.
you
Yeah,
learned a
no.
lot since that bout, and here you are on a winning streak. And the last time that I saw you was at UNF 19 back in July, where you won
Mhm,
by split decision against Carson Doham. Now, Carson
mhm.
at that time was an undefeated fighter, but you ended that streak. How
Yep.
did it feel for you knowing that you had ended someone's winning streak? Or was that kind of like, oh, I didn't really even know that he was undefeated?
Nah, I like that. I like ruining people's hopes and dreams. I sound like a hater. I'll be a hater. I like ruining people's hopes and dreams and coming out the better man and showing I am more dominant. So I was fully aware of that. That's something that me and the coaches at Matador talked about beforehand was the fact that hey, so like, sorry, there's this fly in my face.
It's okay.
Uh, it's just the fact that they're saying, okay, he is 3-0. You have to like respect him as an athlete, respect him as a martial artist. He is capable of ending fights. He is capable of winning
Mm,
fights, clearly. But like I said, since the last title fight, something I've realized and I've come to terms with is as long as I go in there being myself, being flowy, funny, like sober, I truly believe that there's not too many people on this planet that can stop me. And
mhm,
that's it might sound arrogant. You can call it cocky. I call it confidence. As long as I am, as long as I have the right people in my corner, the proper camp, I am physically gifted. I know mentally I feel like I can go toe to toe with anybody. So once I went into that cage knowing all of that and truly feeling confident in all of that, it was nice. And if you ask him, he still thinks he's 4-0. But come on, bro, you're 3-1. Like I must say, I've talked to Carson since the fight. I'm gonna say we've squashed any beef. I'm gonna say like that's my boy. I respect him. But like, come on, bro, you're 3-1. Let me get that. Just give me that honor, bro.
And now that we're talking about Carson Dohan, your opponent's only loss was actually against him back at UNF 10, I believe, Club UNF, which I think you were also. on that card, right? So
Mhm.
I don't know if this is kind of just like a conspiracy in my head, but seeing that, does that give you some sort of confidence that, okay, I already beat the guy that basically beat my opponent, so maybe I got his number too?
No,
Mm,
I must say for me that doesn't that means nothing. Just for the simple fact that D Simone beat me back in last December.
that's mhm,
So if Carson would have went into that fight thinking that, oh, I'm just gonna beat I'm just gonna beat Chris because my teammate beat him or something like that, no, you are incorrect. Because after a loss, a fighter is capable of making an amazing comeback. He's able to go and work on what he lost. So for all I know, Alex could have been working on his ground game for the past year or a couple of months. I don't know. So I know that Alex is. I'm gonna say he's ready. He's ready for a war.
mhm.
I see that he's a striker. I pray, I pray that he has the cojones to stand and bang with me, because I truly want to give the people a show for this one. Because we can discuss that later. But I said, but we have some plans after this title fight. So I want to make this a show. I want to give people blood. I want it to be like down to the last, and we're going. That is what I would like. Um, but for the fact that, does it give me confidence knowing that Carson beat him? No, it gives me. Uh, I would say it reassures me in knowing that if he can't stop Carson's grappling, considering Carson couldn't advance on me, he wasn't able
Mhm.
to climb through my guard. I was able to get a couple sweeps off. If you weren't able to, not saying that Carson's a bad grappler, he's strong, he's a really good wrestler grappler, but if you weren't able to stop that, I don't think you're going to be grappling too well with me. Like,
Mm.
and I have been working. Ah, I have been working on my grappling and my wrestling a bunch as well with amazing people. So that's what gives me confidence is who I train with, the intensity of which I train. That's what gives me my confidence.
I love it. You're surrounding yourself with people that empower you to be the best that you
Yes.
can be.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and so you talked about, okay, you have some plans after this title bout. Now, I don't want you to spoil anything to us, but for me, you are entering your sixth bout as an amateur fighter on November 30th at UNF 21.
Mm-hmm.
For you as an amateur fighter, do you have a magic number in your head that, okay, once I reach X number of fights, maybe it's time to go pro? Or is there something that you want to achieve first and to prove in the amateur scene before you turn pro?
Uh, so for me, I know some of my teammates kind of disagree with me on this,
Mhm.
but for me, uh, first to answer your question, in order to for me to go pro, I don't have a set number in mind. I don't really think like, oh, let me get 12 fights and then go. For
Mhm.
me, I truly think it's whenever I'm ready, whenever I feel as though, okay, I this is when I need to, like, this is my moment. I'm feeling the sharpest I've ever been. I'm no longer getting that same feeling from these fights I need a new, like, basically whenever I see I need to up my challenge,
Mm.
and that's kind of coming to where we're coming down to. So you guys tune into the title fight. I'm gonna say I will drop the announcement then. You never know. Maybe I go pro. Maybe I don't. Stay tuned to find out. But for me, just know a big part of the reason I fight. I don't. I have nothing to prove to nobody. Like I said, if I wanted to go out and do other things, I could be on TV. I could do this. I could do that. I want to fight simply because I love fighting,
Mhm.
and I want to fight for money. That's that is my driving factor. I want to get paid for this shit, and fighting as an amateur does not get me paid. So I'm just taking wrist injuries, and a whole bunch of bumps and kinks for no reason. I feel as though if I'm going to do this, because I know this is something I'm going to do for the rest of my life.
Mhm.
It has saved my life, and now I feel like as though I owe it my life. So this is something that I will forever and always do. There's no point in me sitting around waiting to pull the trigger when I could be getting paid to do this. I could be putting myself in a better position. And especially when it's no shin guards, really the only difference is mentally these other fighters are a little bit more ready to go because there's money on the line. Two, the rounds are a lot like 2 minutes longer. So yes, you need to be physically cardio ready. And then three, the fact that you're fighting for money. Like those are and the skill level, of course. But I've seen some pros that I question why are you pro? But they still are where I'm at. So to answer your question, I don't know when. Well, I don't know when I'll be making the announcement of going pro, but just know it will be soon.
When the time is right, right?
Yeah, when the time is right and I can get paid, because I'm tired of this. I got a family to take care of. I got people going through some things. I got to look out for. So I got to get paid.
There you go. And it's gonna come your way.
Oh yeah, one day at
Yeah.
a time, and I
Yeah.
truly believe
Yeah.
that as long as I keep showing up and I stay dedicated and committed to this, I will be able to get there. Dana
Yeah.
White's going to see it. Dana White's going to see me knock somebody out one day. Be like, you know what? I think I like this kid, and I'm like, come on, bro. Let me help you make some money.
For sure, man. You're like a showman and then you're a fighter. Of course. What's not
I
to
try.
like?
I try. I'm pretty boy, baby. I try.
And there you go. You mentioned that you are the pretty boy, not just inside the
hmm
cage. You talked about it earlier, that you are a model as well. How did you get into that career?
Um, modeling. I actually so I started back in Ohio
Hmm.
with my boy Kevin. I'm also he was taking all my pictures for me because this is when I just recently got out of jail, kicked out of school, and was kind of just like floating around. So I had to figure out to do something with my life. So I started taking pictures, like hoping to become a model. And then around the same time, Kevin was helping me out get my portfolio together.
Mm.
And then eventually, I just decided I think I could do this. Like this is something I have potential in. I truly believe in my gifts, my blessings. So I just said, all right, fuck it, let's go to LA. I got a 10-day trip to LA. On the third day out, I threw in my return ticket, and I just uh, made connections, networked with people, and I came across some amazing friends. My boy Don Lopez, Isaac Rahman. Uh, Again, I surrounded myself with people who were already doing what I want to be doing. So that gave me the confidence in knowing, like, okay, I could be doing this too. So one day, my boy Isaac took some digitals for me. We walked into, took those digitals, walked into LA Models and every other agency in LA. But LA Models was the one that gave me a contract. So, boom, a month later, I'm flown out to London to shoot for ASOS. Yeah,
Wow.
it was amazing. It was truly a blessing. Like,
And that's
I
all
bet, like,
because you bet on yourself, by the way.
yeah, and
Yeah,
that's
that's
one thing I will
amazing.
always do. Yeah, like I didn't know anybody out here at the time. I didn't really know what the hell I was doing with my life. I figured I was more scared being stuck than I was more scared of going out to LA and figuring out, okay, what's going to happen.
Mm,
Like
mhm.
the idea of being stuck in Ohio, stuck in my dad's basement, or just floating around on my friend's couch. Shout out to my boy Al, floating around on his couch. That idea of being stuck there scared me a lot more than the idea of LA. So I said, forget it, let's go.
That's
Okay,
awesome. Now, who gave you the nickname Pretty Boy?
myself. I'm gonna say I gave it to myself now and to the fans. If you guys have a better nickname for me, I'll let you guys come up with it. I'm gonna say shoot it in the comments on my Instagram. Let me know. But as of right now, it's the pretty boy because I figured people are either going to pay to see the pretty boy get knocked out, or they're going to pay to see the pretty boy knock somebody out. Either way it goes, you're paying to see the pretty boy. So
That
I'm here
is
for it.
true.
Yeah, I'm not saying that. And then when it comes to other fighters mentally, I think it just kind of like messes with them. Like you're getting beat up by a guy who calls himself pretty boy. Like, damn.
So you're not just like fighting physically. You're like trying to
Oh
get
yeah.
there like in their mental state, like trying to play tricks in their head too.
Oh yeah.
You
I'm a
know
chess
what you're
player.
doing. You're
Oh
really
yeah.
good at this.
I'm a chess player. I'm gonna say strategic with everything.
That's amazing. So you've been modeling for quite a while now. So what's your most favorite project so far? Because you also do you've done TV stuff too as well and film, right?
Yeah. Yeah. I've done a couple music videos, a reality show.
Hmm.
Uh, I must say I haven't done any big movie jet, just a couple short films and like documentaries. But for the most part, mostly I've just been focused on the fighting the past couple of years. And whenever an opportunity presents itself, I'll take it. But it's not like I'm fully aware. If I were to take the same energy that I'm putting into my training and into my fighting, if I were to put that same effort and energy into any other aspect in my life, I would do it maybe. But it's just right now, while I'm young and dumb and have the capabilities, I want to fight. So that's what I'm gonna do.
That's
But
good.
yeah, no. But to say my biggest project so far, um, that's a tough one. I can give a top three.
Oh,
Definitely
okay.
being, yeah, I'm gonna say definitely being flown out to ASOS. I'm gonna say flown out to London for ASOS. That was
Because that was your
amazing.
very first project, right?
I had a
Or
couple small ones before
okay.
then, but like because like literally the second LA models I signed with them, they just got me to work. But like that was my first time ever leaving the country,
Mm,
and
mm.
it was to London, which is my last name, and so I've always like dreamed about what if I actually go to London someday. Boom! Now I got paid to go out here. Um, and ASOS is an amazing company, amazing brand. I actually met one of my friends out there. Well, he became my friend out there, one of the photographers. But that was just a beautiful experience all around. I just recently, like no, last year, did the Skims campaign for the male
Really?
division. Yeah, I must say. So that was fun. I must say, one day I saw Kim K walking by in the office, and at first I was like, "Yo, who's that?" Like, okay. But then everybody, like all the like other models, started nudging me, like, "Hey, yo, bro, like, chill out." I'm like, "What do you mean, chill out? Who's that?" Miss Body Yaddy Yaddy. They're like, "Hey, yo, bro, like, that's Kim." I'm like, Kim Kardashian. They're like, "Yeah." I was like, "Oh, she do look good." But so yeah, I helped with the. I'm gonna say so. I got to help launch the men's division for that, and then my boy Ben Croft got to do like the actual full billboard campaign with them, and he had Kim K sitting on his back while he's doing push-ups, and I'm like, bro, you a lucky motherfucker. Like,
Wow.
yeah, you. She was looking good in a little two piece, and she's just laying down on his back while he's sitting. I was like, bro, you a lucky man. Like you got the juice now, bro. I can't even be mad. Um, and then uh, I'd say not the not the Milfman in reality show, but I did a runway show for
Okay.
Next in Fashion, which was on Netflix. I would say that was also a fun one just because of like all the other cool models I got to meet and the fact that I got paid to mostly just sit around for a little bit and then walk this every couple of minutes. I was like, oh, this is kind of fun, and I'm around a lot of cool people. Uh, Most modeling places is like models feel like can kind of tend to be stuck up and kind of to themselves, but
Mhm.
for the 2 days we were working together, everybody was cool. Everybody was like very chill. Must say I made a lot of friends, a lot of connections that day. So that would be my top three.
That's awesome, that's awesome. So those are amazing projects. Are there any, dream projects or shows that you want to do?
Uh, I want to be on the front cover of GQ magazine. I know that.
Hey!
I'm gonna say I know. I think it was Joaquin Buckley. He was he was on the front of GQ cover magazine for the hottest MMA athlete or hottest MMA fighter. And I saw the cover and I was like, that could be me. That could easily be me. So once I get there, one day at a time, I'm gonna keep tuning my craft, tuning my art. I'm gonna say challenging myself, and then once I get to that level, hopefully I can get that opportunity because that would be amazing. It's something that me and my dad have joked about for a long time, but I'm kind of inching my way towards slowly
Mhm.
but surely. But so that would be amazing. Other than that, I must say I don't really chase things like that. I must say, like I said, just at the moment, I just let the opportunities come to me. Uh,
Mhm.
the GQ one would definitely be a nice one though.
Hey, once you get that deal, once you get to be on a GQ magazine front cover,
Oh yeah.
frame that, have a bunch of copies, sign them,
Oh,
because
you
that's
think
gonna
I'm
be
not?
really great. Yeah.
Yeah. You see the plan. You see the vision.
There you go. You
That's
gotta
exactly what
manifest
I'm
it,
gonna do.
speak it into existence, and it's going to happen.
Oh yeah. Oh watch one day at a time.
Yeah, yeah. And see, so that GQ magazine dream. I feel like it's going to be a good addition to the second video after your first ever YouTube video. I saw that, and which is probably what, 7 years ago.
Yeah, that's pushing 7, 8 years now. Ah,
And I was like, where is the
whew.
second part of this? I think you're due for a second YouTube video after your first ever YouTube video. Okay, so tell me about that video, your first ever YouTube video. How did you end up making that video? Because honestly, Christopher, when I watched that video, I learned a lot about you, and I saw someone who learned a lot throughout his life at a very young age, dude.
Yeah,
Honestly, it was such a great video. You were just being true to yourself and just speaking your heart out.
yeah.
I think it's amazing.
Thank you. Um, whew.
You're like, I
Rain
can't
is
believe
going
she
through a
found
lot.
that video.
Yeah, yeah. No, it's just because whenever I first made that video, considering where I was at in my life and what I was going through,
Hmm.
to see where I'm at now is it's amazing. Yeah, I think it's beautiful because
Hmm.
one of the things that like made me want to make that video is which I talked about in the video. I've dealt with uh, suicidal, I'm gonna say clinical depression, suicidal tendencies. So at the this was after so I spent 2 weeks in jail. Got After I got out of jail, they took away my basketball and my track scholarship. I ended up getting kicked out of school. Was living in my dad's basement as a Chipotle worker with like
Hmm.
no actual vision or clear distinction on what I wanted to do with my life. And so, and considering a lot of other factors that were going on, I just felt as though I had to do something to just put my story out there to show like, okay, because I know I'm not the only person that's going through this. I know I can't be. There's 8.5 billion people on this planet. I know I'm not the only person that's going through some stuff like this, but I'm the only person that I know personally who's going through this right now.
Hmm.
So that was just, I guess I would say that was kind of my way of putting myself out there to see if anybody could offer some help. Like, hey, whenever you were in this position, what did you do to get yourself out? What were some things you told yourself? And luckily some people did reach out. And one of the things that they told me was if you feel like as though you're stuck and you have nowhere else to go, ask yourself the question I said earlier: what scares you more, being stuck there, or putting yourself out there and going out and doing this? And I was talking to him and I was like, yo, one, this advice is amazing. Uh, so that's kind of when I decided I need to do this and I need to put myself out there because whenever, like, in that moment, oh God, yeah, that was bad. But 8 years down the road now, I'm gonna say I could say I am proud of the man I am. I am proud of the man I am becoming. I am on the right track to becoming who I need to be and who I want to be for my family and for myself. Um, I still have some kinks to work out, as any human does. But I wake up every day trying to work on those, trying to better myself, finding the next challenge that will get me closer to where I need to be and who I want to be. So maybe I'll do a part two to the video.
Uh-huh.
Um, right now, in the moment, I'm just kind of just living it all. I'm just doing it all, soaking it all up right now. Maybe whenever I have the time to actually sit down and gather all my thoughts over the past couple of years and actually do the video, I would actually be, it would be nice. But right now, the way life is going, I'm just happy to be here. I'm happy to be alive still. I'm happy to wake up and do what I'm doing. And I'm happy with my friends that are around me. So I try to enjoy that while I'm in the moment. Try not to think too much about the past.
That's amazing. Now, looking back, like if you ever watch this video again, what are you going to say to that Christopher London speaking in that first ever YouTube video of yours?
What would I say to that, Chris?
I know what I'm going to
Fucking
tell him.
hell.
I'm going to tell him I'm really proud of him.
Yeah, I'm proud of that motherfucker.
That's,
'Cause. If I had the chance to go back and tell him, I'd tell him, keep your head up. 'Cause. 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 ' please keep your head up. You're a lot stronger than you give yourself credit for. You are an amazing kid. You have a bright future ahead of you. You just gotta keep your head up and gotta keep going. Don't be scared to put yourself out there. Don't be scared to other people saying no. Don't be scared of the rejection. Don't be scared of the critics, the judgment. Just do what makes you happy. Hold on to that and you run it into the ground. And I think that's probably what he needed to hear.
That's awesome. That's awesome. You, my friend, I think would be a great motivational speaker one day. By the way, I want to say that right
Someday.
now.
Someday. God dang it.
Oh,
God.
but
Little Chris would be happy right now.
see, there
But
you go. That's amazing,
yeah.
man. That's amazing. And I'm glad, honestly, I am glad that you posted that video because, like you said earlier, you wanted to help out others who might be going through the same thing. And to me personally, I felt it was very encouraging, very motivating. And seeing you now, man, I think it's really amazing. So I'm really, really proud of you. Really, really proud of
Thank
you.
you. Thank you so much, bro. One day at a time. We're gonna keep it going.
Yeah, we're gonna keep it going. So now, if you are the pretty boy, well, you are the pretty boy.
Hmm.
How did you get into a sport that could possibly hurt your moneymaker?
Ah. Oh my God. So, like I said, I'm still human. We all have kinks to work out, and
Uh-huh.
I must say, like as my true fans and followers know, the people who have been with me for a while, they know addiction is something that I have been battling, which I've successfully been battling for a while now. I must say, pushing 3.5, 4 years sober. Um, so at the moment, whenever I first came to LA, I got into that model lifestyle
Mm-hmm.
and quickly find myself. Well, I've had a drinking habit since almost like junior, senior year of high school, which is part of the reason why I ended up in jail in college and then kicked out of school and then continued to drink. And that's why, just life. I might have had a drinking problem, but I still do actually. And that's why I battle it every day. But so I came out to LA. I got around the wrong crowd, was doing the wrong things. Cocaine's one hell of a drug, and so that's one thing that I was chasing for a while was my next high. I'm gonna say, when can I
Mm.
get some coke? When can I party? I just want to be, because I felt, and at the time I was making amazing money with my agency with modeling. So if I was, so at the time, as long as I had some drugs, a bottle of Jameson, and my next party to go to, I was complacent and I was happy. I wasn't thinking about the future. But then eventually that lifestyle caught up with me, and it was at my younger brother's bachelor party. Uh, we all went out, and I rarely get to. It's very rare that all of my family gets together and like all my brothers get together. So when we do, it's something that I try to treasure, and I truly hold those moments dear to me. And so we all get together for my younger brother's bachelor party. We all go out. It's smooth. It's good. Me and my older brother Malik are having some drinks. Well, we're all kind of drinking, but we tried this one drink that like the bartenders. He's like, oh, bro, like it's my own concoction. Like one or two of them will have you done, bro. You're good. Apparently, I ended up having a couple of them. Ended up getting real drunk. Partied around in the streets. I'm gonna say I got back home, and whenever I got back to my younger brother's, or it was his friend's place, but like whenever I got back home, I kind of spazzed on all my brothers, and I was just drunk, just going off talking about issues and past
Mm.
traumas and
Mm.
stuff that like I've always wanted to say, and I felt as though I needed to get off my chest, but while intoxicated and fucked up, I shouldn't have gone about it that way. I was trying to fight my brothers. I was calling them bitches, soft as shit. You guys are all pussies. Blah 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 blah. Just saying shit. Like I was just trying to hurt my family. And
Mm.
yeah, that's why I'm gonna say toxic. But then I woke up the next morning because this was back out. I think this was in Indiana. So I had to catch a flight back to LA. I woke up the next morning. All my brothers had me blocked except for the oldest brother Malik. And I hit him up. I was like, hey yo, like, am I still getting a ride back to the airport? And he just texted me back straight up. He was like, hey Chris, ain't nobody fucking with you right now. And then just kind of just stopped talking to me. And then from then, I didn't really talk to my brothers
Mm.
like the next few weeks, couple months. But like once I got back to LA, I kind of was drinking a little bit, like still partying a little bit, but then without having my brothers to talk to, or like my brothers to go to and talk to, I realized like, okay, I got to do something different with my life. Like,
Mm,
because my brothers, they are their own men. They have their own lives to live. I make my own choices. If I choose to put this stuff in my body and act a certain way, they also have the choice to just keep me at distance. So I walked into a Muay Thai gym, MTA USA, over on Violin and Van Owen. But I must say, I walked in there one day, my first Muay Thai class, and fell in love with it. That's when I must say I met my boy Josh. This was actually it was during COVID. They were supposed to be closed, and the front door was closed. They had a sign saying go around back. So I went around back, and I walked in. There was like four people there, and my boy Josh was just sitting by the ring, just. And I walk up to him, and I'm like, "Hey, are you guys open?" He looks around, and shout out my boy Josh. He has a lazy eye though. He looked at me. He was like, "We're not supposed to be, but we are." And I was like, "Oh!" I literally in that very moment, I was like, "Yo, bro, I fuck with you. Like I can see you don't give a damn. I like you." But and so that's when I fell in love with it. My first day there, I tried to take like 3 to 4 classes in that one day. By
mhm.
8 p.m., my legs were cramping up, and I remember Koban came outside and he told me, "You go home. You go home. You come back tomorrow. You go home." And I told him as I was limping out, I was like, "And I will be back tomorrow." And literally since then, I have shown up to the gym every single day, except Sundays, because even Jesus took a day off. Every single day, I'm either in a gym. I was at that gym for, I think, 2 years. That's what started my Muay Thai career. I fell in love with Muay Thai. Uh, I had I had traditional Thai trainers. Shout out to Crew Puck, Koban, Master Nope. Like being around them, seeing how hospitable they are, the culture behind the Thai lifestyle, the Muay Thai lifestyle, the brotherhood behind it. That's what drew me in. But then after a point, I realized like, okay, if this is something that I want to do for a living,
Mhm.
I got to put myself in a position to make money. Like I will always preach Muay Thai. Muay Thai is what saved my life. Muay Thai is what put me on the road to becoming the man I am today. It will teach you discipline. It will teach you commitment. It will teach you how to like suck up the fucking pain and just keep going. It'll teach you about having heart, first and foremost, and that's something like some things that I needed. But so that's something that I will always preach. But to put myself in the best predicament, in the best situation where I can take care of my loved ones and my family, I now train MMA
Wow.
and fight MMA.
That's amazing. Now, the first day that you walked into that gym, did you even have shin guards?
Nope,
No. Oh my
didn't even have. I didn't have nothing. Didn't even have gloves. No, actually, no. I had a pair of like $25 Everlast gloves.
God. Okay.
I was like, yeah. I was like, okay, this is something new, but I love it. Like it
That's
was.
awesome. I do love Muay Thai too. I started a few months ago and I fell in love with it too. So
Hey, there we go.
it's
Yeah, no, watch
amazing. I
myself.
love it.
You must say you will get hit with that bug, and it's something where because just like grappling or jiu-jitsu, I see Muay Thai as a chess match. You can
Mhm.
set traps, you can bait, you can feint, you can fake, two different things, uh, and there's so much that you can read and you have to take in a split instant. Like I must say, opposed to grappling, where you kind of have that moment of okay, I can kind of rest here. Muay Thai is it's like an express chess match. It's
Mm,
going,
mm.
it's fast paced, and especially if you're doing like traditional Thai. Okay, yeah, you have the first round to kind of feel it out, but then that second and third round, when like those like the Thai bagpipes start picking up, they are going, they are slinging and banging because at that first round they anticipated, they set up all this shit that they could read from their opponent, and now they're trying to capitalize on it. And I personally think it's beautiful. It's truly an art.
It's an
So
art, yeah.
congrats to starting your Muay Thai journey. I wish you nothing but the best with it. I'm about to say, if anybody asks, tell them Muay Thai. What? So how did you fix this? Muay
Muay Thai.
Thai.
Wait, so is that what you tell your students? Because I know you do private trainings too, right?
Uh-huh. Muay Thai, I must say, most of my students know how I got into Muay Thai, and
Mhm.
that's part of the reason why they choose to work with me because if you would have seen a picture of me before, whenever I was just kind of coked out and James sent out. I was walking around at like 160 pounds of just like skin and bones. But the agency loved me though. I was That's when I was booked and I was working. But that wasn't like I was like depressed and that's all drugs. But then you see the journey of when I actually start training and you see the transformation my body starts to make, my the way I dress starts to change, the
Mm-hmm.
way my life, and that's one thing I try to portray in my Instagram is I don't I don't clean it all up to make it look like, oh, this is just what I do. If you scroll to the very bottom, you'll see what's most important to me, my family, and then you'll see I start modeling, and then you literally see how I go from modeling, partying, to slowly transitioning into Muay Thai and into my martial arts career. And that's one thing people say that I inspire, like it helps inspire them, is because they can actually see my journey and see what it is I've gone through.
That's
So
awesome.
yes, that's one thing I tell all my students. Any problem you have, just Muay Thai it.
Muay
Just
Thai.
Muay Thai. Just your rent's late, Muay
Muay
Thai.
Thai.
Just your rent's late. Just take a quick trip to Thailand, get a couple baht, come on back, take care of rent. You're good. Muay
Oh,
Thai.
that's awesome. Now you've worked with so many brands. Are there any like products or brands that you dream of partnering with, maybe to be a model for them or maybe even as a sponsor for you as a fighter?
You already see. Yeah, super rare,
Oh.
baby. I'm gonna say that's one brand. I'm gonna say it's like unofficially sponsored, but
Huh?
that's one thing that I'm gonna say that I appreciate with Jess. I'm gonna say and the super rare team is they see the vision as well. They believe in me. They see that okay, I am capable of doing this, and that's one thing I appreciate
Mm,
because there's other brands will just like they'll be like, oh, just do this, but they don't really care about, okay, Chris, like, do you need gear for this camp? Do you have shirts for this? They'll just send me a little, like a few $100s and be like, hey, just post this.
mm, mm,
But like they don't actually care. Super rare, and I'll say there's no payment behind it. There's nothing on. Like it's just they believe in me and I believe in them. I truly believe Super Rare is one of the freshest, one of the hippest like clothing brands, especially in the MMA world. Like if you see somebody walk in the gym super rare out, you're looking at that guy like, oh shit, that boy fly. Like, okay. And so that's one thing I believe in, and I want to help them grow as much as they want to help me grow. So this is one of my favorite brands to work with. I'm gonna say one of my favorite unofficial sponsors. Um, Someday, I'm gonna say if we ever get to that point, it's very very rare, but I don't think it'll ever happen. But to be a Nike martial arts athlete, I
you'll
know
never
John
know.
Jones. I'm gonna say John Jones was the first one, but I don't know. I don't know if he gave us the best name. Amazing fighter, I will give him that. But I'm gonna say we all make our own choices. I'm gonna say so. I don't know if Nike's gonna have any more fighters on their brand.
Hey, if Nike's like listening to us right now, watching us right now, hey, call Christopher London right now.
What's up, baby? Oh, shit. What's up, baby? Hit my line. I'll be. Ooh, that would be amazing to have like a Nike super rare collab. Oh,
Ooh.
that'd be a nut. Hey, someday I'm gonna say I know somebody. If you can get enough power in this world to where enough people will support that and get that, especially with like how social media works, they'll do that.
Hmm.
I'll say if I can get enough people to say, hey, I want a Nike and super rare collab, they'll do it. So let's put that out there.
Yeah, there you go. And then another call that I think you should get is from Dana White. We talked about him
Oh,
earlier. So,
yeah.
my question for you, you were on a reality show before, well, a couple of reality shows
Hmm.
before. Now, in terms of fighting, we have The Ultimate Fighter and the Dana White's Contender Series. If Dana
Hmm.
White calls you right now, Christopher Pretty Boy London, would you rather
Let's
be
see.
on the Dana White's Contender Series or The Ultimate Fighter?
Contender series.
Okay.
I've said, I've watched the Ultimate Fighter. I love it. I think it is pure entertainment. But I would be pissed being stuck in a house with a bunch of grown ass childlike men where I gotta like wake up. Like I'm more of a relaxed fighter. I like to fight like in my flow state. Waking up in that environment would be, oh my god, that's fucking stressful. Like Jesus. Like I feel like I gotta fight a grown man every day, like with like just to go to sleep. Like if I had somebody throwing like eggs and shit at me, busting my window, all right, bro, shut this whole shit down. I'm going home. But the contender series, I'm gonna say I think that is a more of an approach I would take. I'm not saying
Mhm.
I wouldn't do the Ultimate Fighter. It's just if I had the option between the two,
Mhm.
I would rather do the contender series. I'm gonna say it's one of our teammates out here, Cody Steele. He just got his UFC contract off the contender series, and seeing how he went about it and how he was locked in the entire time, but he was still able to be at home, be at the gym with us, like still able to maneuver about his own lifestyle how he wanted to, and then whenever he gets that phone call to show up, he goes and fights. I
Mm.
think that's something that would be a little bit better suited to me, so that way I could still be with my team, see my family if I have to, and I'm not just locked in a big ass house with a bunch of grown men.
Okay,
I
fair
would lose my
enough.
mind. I would lose my mind.
Now you know what to tell Dana once he calls you.
Yeah, if he calls me, I'm like, hey, yo, Dana, one, thank you for the opportunity. You done changed a lot of lives. What's up, bro? Let's make some money together. But if you're giving me the option, can I do the contender series? I ain't no bitch. Like, I'll do the tough enough house if you ask me to, but like, can I do the contender series? My bad, the tough house. I said tough enough. My bad.
That's awesome. Now, before I let you go, Christopher, do you have any message to your family, to your supporters, to your fans?
Uh, One, I would like to give a shout out to first and foremost Super Rare.
Mhm.
Like I said, they've been helping me out amazingly. Shout out to my other sponsor, an artist Kavachi, my homeboy, my brother. He has some amazing music coming out. I just did a music video with him not too long ago, so we're waiting on that to get chopped up and put out there. But anybody who's been helping me along this journey, thank you guys sincerely. I say it on my Instagram all the time, and I truly cannot express and say this enough. I would not be here today if it was not for you guys. The way you guys support me, the way you guys show love, the way as much as you guys say I inspire you, you guys are the fuel that keeps me going. You guys inspire me. All the messages that you guys reach out to me, give me all the love you guys show me lets me know that I'm on the right path and I'm doing the right thing. So I appreciate you. Thank you guys to the bottom of my heart, truly. Um, Shout out to my brothers, the London boys. Yeah, L5 for life, baby. Um, to my mom, haven't been able to talk to in some time. She's going through some things of her own. Uh, I would, if she's watching this or if she gets to see this, Mom, I love you. We all love you. I would love to hear from you. Um, Please reach out to me. I hope you're doing well. To my dad, he just had his birthday the other day, as well as my brother Malik. So happy birthday to you guys.
Happy
Uh,
birthday.
yeah, and thank you to my teammates back at Matador, my coach Marcos at Matador, and my team out here at Syndicate who has been pushing me to become the best. Thank you guys.
Oh, thank you so much, Christopher. Thank you for joining me right here on the Rain Check on Millions.co. You can follow Christopher London, pretty boy, at Christopher
Oh,
London underscore on Instagram. And please do not miss Christopher London
mm-mm.
versus Alexander Weddle at UNF 21 for the UNF Rising Stars Welterweight Championship on November
Yeah.
30th. Tickets are now
Mhm.
available, so please go to upnextfighting.com and follow at Up Next Fighting on Instagram. Thank you so
Will
much
be blood,
again.
baby.
I really
Thank
appreciate
you.
it. He is Christopher Pretty Boy London. I am Raine Cruz. This is the Rain Check, and we are checking out. Bye.
Bye.